I'm going to do a video on making this sort of lock for a briefcase or suitcase or something like that. This is not a tutorial. I'm not advanced enough to do a tutorial. This is just going to be me sort of showing how I would model this if I can do it again. We'll see. All right. One thing I do want to point out is I'm going to go for this sort of faceted look, not too smooth. Although I will use smoothing, but I'm going for the faceted kind of look. All right. So I'm in Blender. I'm going to start this in the top mode, looking down on this stuff, and I've got the image in here so I can refer to it there if I want as well. All right, so I'm going to start by adding a plane and scaling it out. This is not going to be to any exact specifications. I'm going to start making this piece right there. Okay, and I'll make it rather big. Actually, let's get rid of, right now we'll get rid of the grid, and we'll turn on ambient occlusion and madcap, and I'll just go for this one for now. Okay, so I'm going to go into edit mode, E to extrude, and pull this up just a little bit. Deselect, back to object mode, and I'm going to do object, apply scale. Come back in and grab the edges. All four edges, hit Control B for beveling, and I'm going to pull back a little bit. I'm not going to roll my mouse to put any segments. I'm just going to go something like that. And then I'm going to grab the top, and I'm going to do the same thing. Bevel, I'm going to pull down, something like that. Okay, and that's going to give me that shape. Yeah. Okay, now the cursor is already right there in the center, so I'm going to go Shift A, add a circle. Look down on it and scale it to a reasonable size for some kind of a bolt. So I can have two of them there and enough room for this stuff there. A little bit smaller maybe. Edit mode, I'm going to fill that, and E to extrude, and bring it up, and I'm going to go Control B, I'm going to pull back quite a bit, and I'm going to add a lot of segments to make that, and I'll bring it up and I'll get rid of the bottom face. I won't always be doing that. You know, I'm not really worried about my poly count, but whatever. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, so now I will Shift S, cursor to selected. So the next object I bring in will go right to the center of that. Shift A, I'm going to bring in a cube. I'm going to use this to make this little indentation here. Okay, that you can see there. Something like that. That's decent. We'll see if I can go ahead and do a Boolean right now. Boolean difference. Select my cube. Looks good. Hit apply. I'm going to hide that. That worked. So I'm going to bring that back, and I'm just going to delete that cube. And now I'm going to go ahead and smooth that. And if it looks weird, I'll just adjust the angle and try 45. That looks okay. And because I'm not going to be able to bevel this edge very easily with the knowledge that I have, so what I'll do instead is I'll grab that interface and I'll scale it. Scale Shift Z. I'll just pull it in like that kind of thing, so that if light gets in there, it can bounce around a little bit better, that kind of thing. You know, whatever. And it's a pretty small bolt. Well, it's not that small, actually, but maybe I'll make it smaller. Okay. Shift D, we'll bring another one over. And that would be that. So now I'm going to save this as Suitcase video. Okay, so far so good. And now what I need to do is I need to make this thing. And let's put the cursor back to the center of that. And yeah. Okay. Let's go Shift A, cylinder, rotate Y90. Scale it down somewhat and bring it up. I don't know. This is not going to look exactly the same as the other one. A little bit more. I think the way I want to do this is I put a couple of edge loops in there. Set that, scale X, bring it out a little bit more. I think what I'm going to do is delete, or maybe I'll save these faces. Let me grab these and separate them by selection P. Come out of there for a second and let's just hide that. And now what I'll do is I'll go into this in edge mode. I'm going to put a face on there and there, and I think I'll hide this. Let's hide everything. Okay, so we'll come into there. We'll go to edit mode and control and the number to look at the other end. So if I'm looking at the front there, do that. I'm looking at the back. I'm in edit mode. Let me face. So the center is that one, I think, right? Good enough. I'll take those two and that one. So I got there 2 above and 2 below. Try this. Okay, I'm going to hit E to extrude and pull them out. And I want to straighten these. I don't want them curved, so I'm going to go scale Y0. I'll do that. And just out of curiosity, I want to bring everything back and just have a look. Okay, all right. So let's now, what I want to do is I want to go back into this. And I put an edge loop here. Oops. And an edge loop here. Scale Y0 to straighten it. And this one, grab it. Scale Y0 to straighten it. And then what I'll do is, in face mode, I'll grab all of these. And I think I will dissolve faces. I really don't need to do this. I could just grab the edge. I don't know why I'm not doing that. Oh well, whatever. Grab those 2 faces, extrude, scale in the X direction, bring them closer. I'm going to delete the faces. I think maybe I did an extra step that I didn't need to. Just grab that ring. Control E and bridge edge loops. Okay. Let's get rid of stuff again. So now I'm making this piece here. And I do want a little bit of smoothness on this, so I'm going to try rotation and scale. I'm going to see if I can grab that. I'm going to see if I can go all the way around. Like that. And let's try the inside as well. No, not that low. Let's see how well this works anyhow. Okay, Control B. Pull back a bit. I'm going to give it one segment. Let's see if I caused any major problems. Smooth it. I'll come in here to auto smooth. I'll choose maybe 45. See what that's like. Looks okay for now. I'll probably put some, well, I'll put other edges in there right now. No, not right now. Okay, let's bring everything else back. Okay. So now I'm going to work on this piece here. All right. It's not going to look exactly the same, but we'll do what we can to make something similar. Let's double check that we're recording. Yes, we are. All right. Yeah. Okay. Actually, there is a bit of a gap. All right. I might shrink this a tiny bit more. Okay, good enough. Let's go in. Look straight on, and now in face mode. No, actually, before I do that, I don't think I want to go right to the edges, so I think I'm going to put edge loops there, and scale in the X right out to about there. Okay, good enough. And now, so those are the two middle ones. The one on top. I'll do another one. I don't know how thick I want this to be, so we'll just go with that, I guess. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out just a little bit, extrude straight out. Scale wise 0 to straighten it. And hopefully it's okay for me to dissolve the faces down to 1 there. It's looking a little thick, but anyways, what the hell. I'm now going to extrude. I'll scale it in the X out to, comes close to the edge here. Okay, something like that anyhow. And then extrude again, bring it out a ways, and then, okay, to do that part, then I'm going to come in and narrow it as well. Well, narrow both directions. So E, scale it in the X, sort of like that. Scale it in the Z. It doesn't have to be equal. We'll try that. E. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I actually want to pull that out. Okay, just like that. All right, we'll try it. We'll go with that. And then I'm going to extrude it a good distance. Not sure how far to go, but just whatever looks good. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing to make the tip. You know, to make this, and I'm hoping it's going to look okay. So I'm going to E to extrude, scale it in the X. Let's actually go ahead and bring it forward and scale it in the Z. And let's come out. Okay, so now what I'll do, if I can, is give it us a bit of an edge. I think I'll try to do all this. I don't need to do anything with that cylinder. Leave the cylinder. That's okay. Just to there, to there. Okay, I'm going to give this a try. Control B, not too much though. Just like that. Okay, and I'll grab this one, Control B, and pull back just a little bit before so they don't cross. Just the very tip of that. And that's what I have so far. Let's see what that looks like with smoothing on. Let's have another look at the picture. Seems like it maybe it comes in a bit more. It is reasonably thick though, so I think that's probably okay. So I might just leave that. However, it looks like the cylinder is out of place for some reason. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. It's the way it looks with the smoothing. Alright, let's come in here. Yeah, it's because these other cylinders square out there. And I got those edges there. I think that's probably good enough. I think I might leave it like that. Okay. Now, assuming that's that thing, I'm going to move on to this piece here, and I'll use this as a guide, just down to about that region. So I'm just going to go in top mode, Shift A, another plane, and scale it in the X. Let's see, what if I did it there? I'll come in, I'll do it from here. Grab this edge, pull it out. So it looks like there's about 2.5 of these, or 2 of them would fit the width or the length of this. I'll start with that. So grab that, extrude. I'm going to extrude it up. And I'll adjust the heights of all this stuff in a bit, just to get an idea of what that would look like. It might be a little bit too long. Okay, I'm going to apply rotation and scale. Let's grab these edges here. What did I do here? I got an extra edge. Now, I'm sure you could do this all mathematically. I'm not worrying about that. Now, that's actually right. When this goes down and in, it would be flush with the surface, and then when it rotates up, be away. So these are pretty much at the same level. So that's decent for that, I guess. Let's grab one of these and bring it over. Just see what it's like. Don't have to line up or anything, right? No. I'm just wondering if I can use the same size bolts, or let's try it. Oh, my daughter is crying upstairs with my wife, so they may be coming down here. Okay. This does look a little thick. I might go in and see. I might actually do that right now. Let's see. Scale it in the X. Let's see what that looks like. Might kind of would like more of a distance down too, but okay. Well, I'll go with that for now. Okay, so let's say that would be like that. And then what I'll do is I'm going to make these little indentations for where the combination wheels, if that's what you call them, would go. All right, so to do that, I'll come in here. I'm just going to select this face here and go Shift S, cursor to selected, just to bring them close. Now, these are like rounded rectangles. Okay, so I'll do a plane, bring it a plane. Scale it in the X and scale it in the Y a bit. Let's see what that's going to look like and where I would want these. I'll look on the bigger picture here. Brought them close to the end of this thing, but that is not critical. What I could do is I'll give it some size. So need to extrude. I'm just going to use this actually to create the hole. You know, let's say it was there. That's okay. That's all right. So what I'll do now is round these out by grabbing the edges. And let's do it. I'll give it some segments. And bring it in a nice distance. Okay. And I'll use an array. To put 3 of them. Looks fine, I guess. So all right, I'm gonna give it a try. Boolean difference. Click those. Apply. Hide. Yeah, there they are. I may have wanted to go a little further, but I can always do that. I just want to see if I can now. Can I bevel the edges of these? I probably can. I don't know if I needed to, and I don't know if I did it in this one. Yeah, I may have. Let's see if I can a little bit. Let's just see what that does. I'll try 35. No, I may not do that. Let's try 25. Let's try 20. Yeah, it gives a little bit of something. Okay, so now what I'll do is I will select one of these faces, Shift S, cursor to selected, and come out. And I'm going to bring in I think I'm going to use a 6-sided cylinder. I think I found that worked well. Rotate Y 90. We'll see. Maybe it's supposed to be 8. just want to get a sense of this first. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Let me try 8. No, that can't be right. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Well, I could do something like that. Let's try to, let's first go rotation and scale. Let's try grabbing those edges and see if I can bevel them a little bit. I'll just do that to smooth them. Yeah, okay. And then what I'll do is in face select mode, I'll go to all the faces and I'll go hit I twice. And I'll just bring them in a little bit like that. Okay, and then I'll hit extrude individual and bring them out. Not too much. Just a little bit. And before I release that selection, I'm going to go Control B and bevel it and just pull back. And I'm not too much, a little bit. And I'm going to accept that and then just leave it at that. And that's what I will get. And then I can mess with the sizing a little bit more. Bring them down if I want. Let's try let's just try bringing them across. Lost a little bit of the roundness, but okay. And can I again rotate these? Rotate them around the X, right? Rotate X. Yeah, that was the problem with doing that. Shoot. Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that one, and I'm going to bring in another one. Rotate Y at 90. And bring it down here, and I'm going to experiment with that one. I only seem to get 2 faces if I do that. Well, you know, for some reason I don't seem to know what I'm doing right now. I think it's probably obvious, isn't it? Isn't it? Well, let me do something right now, just for the fun of it. Copy that off and put it over there. And then go scale in the Z and pull. Why is it not doing that right? Scale Shift X. No, that's not what I want to do. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Bye. Well. I won't tell if you don't tell. Yeah. Well, what can you do? Sometimes nothing. Obviously, I haven't been getting rid of the bottom faces. I will there. Okay. Okay, so that piece I put in little tiny screws, and so what I want to do is I just take this one, just to give it a little bit more texture. Make them real small. Yeah, maybe missing. Maybe over the. Oh, I'm in a good spot. I'm okay. Now you could take these and go rotate Z and do a bit of this kind of stuff. Almost end up at the same angle. Maybe for these ones as well. Maybe you go scale Z and really flatten them out. Make sure they're down. Just on this, just to make them something different. Okay. This is bugging me. I forget how I did it. It's silly, but you know, whatever. The keyhole thing. I didn't make this actually that big. Here it's bigger than there, so I may want to. I think I'll do this. jeez. Just gonna join these. That's a bit better. Okay. Actually, kind of want to not have this quite so high anyhow. Although when I do the key thing, we'll see. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. So from the top down, what I'll do is I will select this, cursor to selected, and I don't want a rounded rectangle again, so I'll bring in another plane, scale it, something like that. Usual technique. Round these off nicely. Right? Like that. And that would eventually go in. And then cursor selected on that. Bring in a circle. Fill it and extrude it. Just get a sense of what the hell's going on. All right, it's not gonna look exactly the same, but it'll look like something. Now, this is my crazy way of doing things. I'm sure there are far better ways of doing this, but what do I know? What am I trying to do? I want to have all of these, I believe. No, here's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I want all these, scale Z0 at the same level. And I want all of these, scale Z0 at the same level. Good, now everything's all the same level. And yep, looks okay. Let me just one more time. Let's bring this in, a certain distance. I don't know how far. It doesn't have to go down too far. Let's give it a try. Hide that. That's all right. Looks fine. Now, I can always see if I can bevel that edge, although I didn't in this diagram. Oh, looks like I did actually somehow. We'll see. We'll see if I can get away with it. I may or may not be able to. Oh, looks like I can. Just a little bit. It's a bit weird up there, but may not be really noticeable. Now, if I do put on smoothing, yeah, that's no good. So I just leave it at that. Okay, let's bring that back and let's get rid of all those things. Now, how's that going? Looks decent. Looks decent. So what I'll do now is I'll just make sort of like a mock part here, and then we'll see how it kind of comes together. So where should I go? I'm just gonna go anywhere. I don't care. Scale. Goes up to about or underneath, like almost where that line is, just to get a rough idea. So it's almost good there anyhow. So let's scale it in the X. Maybe it'll be a thin kind of briefcase. You know, something like that. Let's try extruding downwards. You know, I don't care how big it is. I'm not trying to make the rest of the suitcase. I just want to, you know, something in there in the background, so you know, so it looks kind of like it was sort of real. And then what I'll do is, well, I'll just go ahead and I'm going to bevel these edges a little bit. Sorry. Oh boy, we're on the ship. Okay, let's see. Let's do this. I'll put a few. Okay, let's just grab this. Bring it up as if it was the top. And I know this is not necessarily the right way to do it, but if we didn't care, let's see what I've done here. What have I done? You know, for this image here, you know, I didn't show the rest of the briefcase. So I know those are overlapping a bit. The bevel might be a little bit too much. Let me go ahead and do a subdivision surface on this and see what happens. Well, that happens at first. That's no good. Again, I don't really care about the edges. Let's just do it anyhow. Oops. That's fine. For what we're going for anyhow. I guess I didn't do this on the other one. I know, I'm all upside down and all over the place. Sorry about that. put that? Did I do those already? Probably, eh? Good enough for that part. Yeah, okay. What's going on? What's that? Right. Let's just apply these. See if there's anything else to apply. Nothing. Nothing to apply. Let's try let's try this. Select this bloody thing so we can rotate properly. Well, it's close, but it's locked into position at that point, so that's fine. So just leave it alone. All right, I'm just playing around, obviously. Let's do I don't know. Let's try this for the moment. I'll call it silver. Could be grouping all these things together. It's quite a lot of silver anyhow. Maybe it's too much. Yeah, see, like that, you know? One thing I know that I did in the other one, I put some stitching, but let's just have a look at see what this is going to be like so far. Okay, I think I'm going to try to put some of this stuff together. I don't know why I'm not putting those wheels in. Let's put the wheels on too. All right, good enough. What are we doing? Shift A, camera. I'm not very good with the cameras. Yeah, obviously this is all humongous, so let's see. Good time to see if I've got everything. Let's see if I've got everything joined together. Is that everything? Oh, what am I missing? Those bolts? And we'll scale it down, and then we'll bring a plane in. No, we won't. No, we won't. We won't bring a plane in. Jeez. Let's get rid of that camera and do it again. Yeah, one of the I know what it is. Actually, I want my grid floor back. Okay, so Where's the top? There. I want to rotate X 90 minus 90. I'm not sure that I want to actually do that, so we'll just see. And it might actually make it harder to, yeah, this is actually upside down, isn't it? Is that upside down? Rotate X 180. Let's try it this way. And obviously that doesn't look like a suitcase or anything in terms of its dimensions, but that's not what we care about. Okay, now we're talking a little bit more. What's going on here? Oh, that's just the space. Okay, fine. Okay, so far so good. So we'll do it like that, so we don't have to worry about the edges. And I don't know. What's going on here? Make it real big. Bring it over. Just start with that for a minute. Cool. Okay. Let's also do this. It just gives you an idea. It looks kind of nice like that. Lighting's not good or anything, but you know, if you were going for something like that and you did some more work on it, let's see what it would look like at you know, if it was rendered. That's just not even very much. Okay, just to start getting ideas. Yeah. So I'm not super happy with those wheels. You know, you have to do some work on the lighting, which is what I did here. But that's basically how I would do it. You know. Adjust the lighting, put it in a different position. Whoops. Oh, I kind of like that angle. Okay, let's see what we're doing here. Let's rotate Z. No, that's not what I want. Yeah, it is what I want. And let's try that. Let's try maybe making it, say, 300. And let's do a sun. Why are they coming in way over there? My origin over there for some reason? Boy. Okay. 2, strength like 3. I don't know. Let's see what that looks like, just for the hell of it. I'm sure it's gonna be all too bright, but I think what I did actually is I did rotate it, and that would change everything, but I do like the angle. Oh. Just out of curiosity, any chance any of those lights are cool? You know, that kind of thing. Okay, I mean, you can play with the area light. What I'll do also is I'll try, what's this, refractive, get rid of that. I don't care about filter glossy right now. I'll try, is it in here? Let's get rid of this. No, that's not what I want. What do I want? I don't remember what I want. And I'll try, well, let's see, that's a low sampling, but, yeah, okay. Okay. That's my dog. Okay, so what I need to do now is, yeah, well, anyways, this guy, I'll move him over here, and I'll clamp, render. Well, see, I'm not going to do that. Those are off. I could just that. That. Oh, do I have the other? Do I have another light in there? That can help. Let's give it a try. There we go. Not a pro at lighting and rendering, or materials, or obviously making these wheels. I do like the cutaways. They're looking snazzy, but yeah, this is probably going to be it. You know, I'm sure it's going to be all blown out and stuff. But I mean, that's generally how I would go about modeling that. I would just do something different with these wheels. And I may not have done quite a curvature because these are pretty square. That looks a little bit wrong, or maybe if they were just a bit smaller. But that's the general idea. So let's just see how the rest of the render goes. it's only rendering at 350 samples. It's a couple of lights, and you know, but it looks pretty anyhow. It does look pretty. That HDR image makes all the difference. It's too much. It's too extreme, but you know, still, those bolts look glossy. Okay. So, and that's probably too reflective, and you could put noise and stuff. But you know, and adjust the reflectivity of this, and maybe put the stitching. Well, that's the general idea behind what I did here. And you can put some text in there, and then just go into, you know, GIMP or Photoshop, and you know, adjust curves, maybe sharpen it a bit, and that. But that's the general way that I did that. All right, so that's pretty much it for the render. That's pretty basically what it's going to look like. You can render it at multiple different angles, but that's the plan. All right, so thanks for watching.